Gender roles are a motherfucker, ain't it? I don't know. I don't think women mind shooting they shot. I personally think doing the initial move, women can feel like setting the tone for a less than fruitful vibe in a relationship. But on the contrary, if a woman making the first move scares a man, did she lose him or did she dodge him? And that leads us to more questions like, do the men like the shot shooters? Do women like playing point guard? Is there something to traditional courtship that still matters? Or is it time to actually be a modern day bae? There's so much to dive into, and you know I've got the Boss Bae panel in the building. That's right, Nikki 24/7, the New Dangerous, and the Blue Professor are all here to hold down the Boss Bae panel as we ask tonight's question, should women make the first move? Stay tuned, because Modern Day Bae starts now.
Nah, but for real though, check me out though. Hold on, check me out. Well, it's the MDB, and that's the queendom for me. And if we all up in the queendom, it's about 11 p.m. Eastern time, where you find a whole lot of them dimes on the app. Spark the L and sit back, get different with 30 rap. Modern Day Bae is like that. Boss Bae panel, where you at? Your boy needs some advice with a little bit of laughs. Ella drug, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. Every Tuesday, I be waiting on that feature. Bright purple ribbon, clicking in it, they be preaching. Ella drug, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. Ella drug, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. Ella drug, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. Ella drug, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. Daddy.
Hey everyone, welcome in and welcome back to Modern Day Bae, the only live stream podcast exploring self-love and healthy modern day relationships. My name is Elle, the drug, and we record and release new episodes every Tuesday. So make sure you tap into the live recording every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time on TikTok and listen to the episode wherever you watch or listen to your podcast. And while you're listening or watching, make sure you're staying connected with us by liking, subscribing, sharing, all of it. All right, I need it all. And make sure you're following us on Instagram, okay, at Modern Day Bae Podcast. So let's get into tonight's topic. For generations, dating came with a script. Boy meets girl, boy asks girl out, boy pays, boy calls first. And if a woman showed too much interest, she'd risk being called fast, desperate, too easy. Some people like to say a little hoochie, you know, however you like to phrase it. That's the picture that gets painted though, right? Somewhere along the way, the script has started changing. Women are becoming CEOs, buying homes, building businesses, opening their own bank accounts, God forbid, right? Traveling the world alone, and are no longer waiting for permission to live a full life. Yet, when it comes to dating, there's a certain ick a lot of us get when it comes to approaching a man. Here's the irony though. If a man approaches, he's bold. If a woman approaches, suddenly people start asking if she's chasing or doing too much. But is making the first move actually chasing, or is it simply communicating interest? I mean, there has to be a line between the two somewhere, right? There has to be. I refuse to believe there's not. So tonight we're getting into all of that and more as we ask the question, should women make the first move, or is there still something valuable about letting a man initiate? Stay tuned, because when we get back, the Boss Bae panel will be right here, and I'll have learned how to speak by then. All right. All right, everyone, welcome back. We are here at Modern Day Bae. I am with the illustrious Boss Bae panel. They are in the building, looking fantabulous as always. In our first box, we have the New Dangerous is here.
Hey, come on, man. Yeah, I'm the New Dangerous, man. I am world-class everything. You know what I mean? Little of this, little of that. Catch me every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. for Cruise Control, my live mix show right here on the Tickety-Tockety app. You can also catch me and Nikki at some point when we get our Poop in a Group for our new program that is coming soon, man. Thumb on the scale, so make sure y'all are tapped in. And you can always, if you miss me that much, catch me every Tuesday, 8 p.m. for Modern Day Bae. Either I'm going to be in them comments, I'm going to be in this box. But if you're looking for me, every Tuesday, 8 p.m., this is the easiest place to find me.
Period. I love it. I love it. I want to get a quick temperature check on you. Do you prefer to initiate or pursue? What you thinking, Dangerous?
I mean, I think what I prefer is mutual interest. That's what I prefer.
Are you willing to initiate it, or would you rather,
I mean, I think I've done both, so I don't have a preference in terms of how the interest is determined to be mutual. I just want it to be mutual interest.
Okay. All right, period. I like it. I like it. We're going to get into it because I don't know. I can go either way. I don't know. We're going to get into it.
I'm ready. I'm with all of it today.
Period. All right. Next up, we've got the one and only the Blue Professor's here, y'all. Yes, sir. Twinsky, how you feeling?
Oh, feeling alive and well. Another beautiful day in the neighborhood.
All right, period. Shout out to Mr. Rogers. Do you prefer to initiate or pursue? What you think?
I gotta be the initiator. Like I like catching a vibe. She might initiate by like catching my eye and then looking at me, looking at her to Dangerous point, that mutual interest, but I'm gonna step up and say hi and hello first. Shake a little hand,
All right.
Offer up my name, figure out who she is, what she's about.
Okay, he said he gonna go ahead and get the key going. Okay, he gonna turn the key. Period. All right, I love it. I love it. I love it. The beautiful Nikki 24/7 is here, y'all. Shout out to Dr. Chef Nikki. How you feeling, love? How are you today?
I'm feeling amazing. I'm so glad to be here. I love every Tuesday, you guys. I love being on the Boss Bae panel. It has been an honor, and so I'm excited to be here with these awesome, amazing people.
I appreciate you. You're looking especially radiant tonight, and we appreciate that as well. All right. I do have to ask you, with your radiance, do you prefer to initiate or pursue?
So I prefer to initiate the pursuit. So I'm going to give you a signal.
Plot twist.
Right.
Plot twist.
I'm going to give you a signal, and then the signal should be that I would like to be pursued. That's what I actually like. Whether it's via some words that I'm saying, or it's a look, it's something. I think you'll know what it is, but that is what I prefer.
Will you initiate? Like actually make a move?
9 times out of 10, no. If you don't catch what I'm throwing, I'm not, because then you're not even on the wavelength.
We're not on the same wavelength.
Nah. No, we're not. Nope, I threw it. You didn't catch it. That was my pursuit.
Got to be quicker than that.
Right.
But Nikki's right, because then you'll mess around with somebody talking about I have one daughter. Y'all
Right.
know. We can't even do all that. We can't even.
All right. I'll see what type of time we on today.
Just a little bit. That's funny. Okay, so I know I said, would you make the first move? But I think that we kind of have to, when I think about the first move, when I think about a woman initiating a romantic thing with, a guy, one of the first things that come to mind is like, what does that look like? When I think of like a guy initiating, you think of like, buy a drink, or you know what I mean, go up and have some line or something like that. I don't know, like the silly things that we see, right? Like that's like the first thing that comes to mind. But I want to like, what is the first move? Is that just like, can it be something like what Nikki was saying, like a little look? Is that a first move? Is it actually doing something to like giving a compliment or buying a drink or something like that? Like what does a first move mean for y'all? What do you think?
I think the look is the first move for sure. I think it opens the door to the interest. And so if I keep looking at you from across the room, right? If I'm like making eye contact, dead eye contact, or if we're in a conversation at a table and I continuously ask you about yourself, your interests, your pursuits, those type of things, I think that's the first move. Now, am I going to be as bold as like, if we were in a club, let me put a club setting in and say I'm going to buy him a drink? I'm probably not going to do that. And I'm going to look at you across the room and stuff like that. But again, I'm probably not going to do that.
Okay, period. I want to know why, but I'm going to let the guys answer. What y'all think the first...
No, I think you should let her tell us why. I think that's
why I'm not buying you a drink.
Yeah.
Because I just told you I like to be pursued. And so that's just really what it is. That is what I like. That is my comfortability level. And I want to know if you are going to match that energy. I think that men are intelligent. I think that you can pick up on whether or not I'm interested in you, if I want to pursue this further. And if you don't pick up on that, then that just lets me know I want to be treated a certain way. And if you can't, I know some men are like, okay, well, you should be a little bit more direct. I don't want to say, oh, well, buy me a drink, right? No, I want you to actually, right? I don't want to do that, but I do want to know where your mind is. Do you think I am worthy of being pursued, in your opinion? And if you think so, then we are going to go ahead and do that. I feel like I've already laid the ground for it to happen. I've already opened the door. And so we're going to ping pong right back and forth. That's just how it is. I believe that, yeah, I've opened the door. If we are talking, I've opened the door. It's not like that in a rude way.
I think too, it can be like, it can feel like, am I going to be the one that's doing the things, like that's like initiating the things, or it kind of feels like for me, it kind of feels like, is this going to set the tone for the way in which our relationship will go or flow? Because if so, I don't want to go. Hell no, I won't go.
Right. Because it's like, I hear you, right? We are in a modern world, and it's great. It's wonderful. I love all the modern advantages. You want to call them that women have, right? Human rights, but
right.
But aside from that, we still do live in a patriarchy, right? And I do actually, when I'm opening the door for someone to speak to me, I do want to know how you're going to behave in that patriarchy. And so right from the beginning, it's not a test, but it's like, how do you respond in these situations? How are you going to respond? Can you pick up social cues? Right? It's all of those things.
Okay. So what do you guys?
Tell me, y'all. I want to hear what they say.
Yeah. Like, what is the first
to buy you a drink
move? How do you? Yeah. How y'all know somebody's shooting your shot? Tell them. Tell the people, please. We have questions.
Go ahead, Brother Blue. I see it in your spirit, brother. I see you.
So first and foremost, right? Like, the idea of shooting your shot, that's not a woman giving a look. That's not her shooting her shot. Like, that we're just going to negate that part out. That is doing your part, right? That is you being in place to be pursued. And I believe that's how it should operate. If you are in a placement for me to have the opportunity to gain access to you, then it's my job to then step up and create that opportunity by speaking to you first, by creating conversation, by creating a dynamic that makes you feel safe, makes you feel in a comfort zone with talking to me and understanding that I like you and hopefully you're going to like me back. And that's what we're both going to try to figure out in this moment.
Okay. I heard it. I heard what he said. He said it differently, but the same.
So does that mean that you would not appreciate someone like a woman shooting her shot at you, Blue?
I will say part of that placement can be her creating conversation. So I don't think that's her shooting her shot per se. I think that's her giving me an opportunity to shoot my shot. I think she's giving an additional step into this that says, hey, I need you to do something here. Stop looking stupid standing there and actually speak to me. Start introducing yourself. Start talking. Do something.
I'm opening the door to the gym so that you could take the shot. So therefore, I technically was with you in the gym when you was shooting.
I was with you shooting in the gym.
Right, actually.
Period.
I gave you that. I gave you access to the gym, right? I started it all.
Oh,
I mean, we like access. We like access.
That's
You do.
crazy.
You
work.
do.
It's crazy.
why is that
It's
crazy?
crazy. I mean, so one, I want to say a couple of things, right? I think it's really important. We got to be clear. Not all women's looks are created equal. So, so we got to be like 1,000% clear on that, because some of y'all will look and it be derpy than a mug. You like, is something happening? Does she need medical attention?
Damn.
Is she looking at me? Is she looking through me? Is she looking around me? Like, do both of her eyes work together, or do they work separately? Right? And so, so not every woman looking at you is gonna send the same signal. And luckily, right, Nikki and you too, Elle, both of y'all have oh shit eyes. Like, if you looking at a man from across the room, he gonna be like, oh shit. Okay, this is happening. So you two are going to get a very different response than some women will. And so I just want to make sure, not all of y'all know, like, all of y'all can't get the look off. Like, the look is not going to open the door. The look might shut the window. Right? So you got to be very careful about the look. So everybody don't walk out of here thinking that the look is enough, because it ain't. Right? I also think it's totally fair. Like, I get why a woman would not want to buy a man a drink, because it sets a precedent that, am I going to be initiating everything? And also it lets me know that you got good taste. Because if you buying what I'm drinking, like, if you can look at what I'm drinking and then buy more of that, that tells me two things. You know good liquor, and you got a little bit, and you got some money in your pocket, right? So like that gives me, that's an invitation to pursue a very specific thing, because there'd be plenty of women in spots looking at you that are looking at you for a very specific and particular reason that may not necessarily be the one that you want. Like, I may not actually want to pursue you just based on the look. Like, I could get over there and they'd be like, oh, okay, this is you about as empty as this cup is, right? Like, so there has to be like some alignment, right? And so I do think that there's room for, like, if a woman looks at me in the club and then orders me a 2-finger pour Johnny Walker Blue neat, then we're gonna have more than a conversation. We stepping outside, like there's a whole nother thing that's happening that we need to address, because this ain't just no happenstance. Like, I just ran in. You're not buying me an amaretto sour, right? Like, you buying me some serious drink. So that's earns a very different kind of conversation and a different kind of pursuit and energy as a function of that, right? Like, it changes the way that you show up. Like, yo, you get where I'm coming from. We coming from a similar place. Let's see what we can do together.
Is there a space where that's too much or too strong at the beginning, where you're like, hold on, like, is there a space
for me, myself, personally?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I love being flattered. Flatter me. Flatter me. Like, flatter me, baby, please. What?
Now, so wait, are we talking from a dynamic of just a woman buying a drink? Can that be too much? Can that be a space that can be too much for a man?
Well, he was saying if you pull up with the specific drink order and you pull get the top shelf, and you like, is there ever a space where that's too strong? And he was saying personally, no.
Not at all.
And personally, again, I'll agree with him. That is definitely not too much, because again, from that, it means you're observant. It means that you've been watching and paying attention to what's going on in your surroundings.
That feels pursuey, doesn't it?
No,
I think it does.
I mean, the specific order of the drink by then.
That's what I'm saying.
Or you ask the bartender, hey, that guy down there, what is he drinking? Like, and then you order a drink for him and say, hey, give him another one. I mean, the crazy part is, more than likely, I mean, if it's a guy like me, I'm probably paying for the drinks at the end of this anyway.
Exactly. You buying one drink ain't buying all the drinks.
So what if she sends bottles to your table with you and your homeboys?
That's a very different situation. Okay.
Why is that a very different situation?
Now you're talking like in a group type session. Like, I think that gets a little awkward. Where you're sending bottles to a bunch of men.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, what's the difference?
That's what men do.
That's what women want, isn't it?
I'm not sure, but I'm just saying that's what, I don't know if that's what we want, but I know that that's what you do. I know that's what you do. I don't know if we ever said we wanted it, but you do it.
I think the individuality of one drink is separate from the idea of a bunch of bottles coming to the table.
Why?
Is it because I want to say, is it the amount of liquor that makes a difference, or is it the amount of men,
It's the amount of
guys?
men.
Who you
It's
saying
Yeah.
it to? If it's a group of
being in
us,
one
who
spot.
are you? Who
Yeah,
is this
because y'all
for?
won't do
Who
the
this
shit
for?
that y'all talking about
Who
in
this
front of
for?
y'all friends. Like there's a lot of people who will say like, yeah, like, oh no, that doesn't make me feel weird or less. And then it's like, but see how it feels different whenever there's more men around. You don't think
See,
so?
Why is
also
it different? I'm sending you a bottle to your table, and then I'm gonna pull you aside and talk to you. Your boys is occupied.
maybe if that's the perfect scenario of what happens, but in my mind, I'm thinking you're saying about today. We all four of us are thinking like we don't know which one she's trying to shoot her shot at, and then you're
No,
gonna
you
pick
do
out.
because then I'm coming over to talk to you. I'm not just sending. I'm
Okay.
signaling. I'm doing all
So
the.
you're doing everything in this. You're just like you're not even just creating the circumstance. You were just like deliberately trying to shoot your shot.
I'm going to send a bottle or two to your
Just send the
boys,
bottle, big
and
money.
then
We gonna drink
and then
it.
I'm
We
and
gonna
then
have a
I'm
good
coming
time.
over.
Like,
I'm coming over and saying, let's have a conversation. Let's talk. How you doing?
I ain't
I
gonna
won't
hold
say
you.
it that way, but
If an older woman sent some bottles and put me to the side,
ooh, a older
like
woman.
did he just call me old though?
I didn't
I
say
don't know
you.
what
I,
the-
wait,
we
wait,
paused.
Yeah, hold on. I had to
He
move
was
my script off the
talking about-
screen. Hold on. Let me see
Was
people's
that-
faces. Hold
Wait
on.
a hold the fuck.
Yeah, that was you got it. Yeah, you gotta watch. We gonna
Check
edit
that
out.
lingo.
Wait a minute.
Somebody timestamp that.
listen,
Somebody
listen. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. That was not directed for
Yeah.
you. That's saying a woman in general. I would assume in most of those situations, at least from what I've experienced, is it's usually an older woman that's doing something like that.
Why? There's plenty of young women out here who have their own house, their own car, their own business. Why would you? I think why would you assume that?
I said from my own personal experience though. So that's just my
He
experience.
just cleaning it up, y'all. He definitely
No.
called me old. It's okay. I got him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to shake back from that one, big dog. I don't know what to say.
First
I
and
mean, I
foremost,
don't think it's a.
I mean, he's
for a
he's
woman to buy a
resonating
bottle.
with his age, Nikki. That's what you have to understand. That's a reflection of him. Okay.
I don't know. If
I
that
love
would be
you,
a
though, twin.
reflection of. I don't know if that would be a reflection of me because older could be
You're
anything.
old.
She could be 1 year older, 2 years older. Whatever.
All right, well, now
older.
that we got ageism out the way. Clearly, that's the only ism welcome here is ageism. At any rate, so yeah, I mean, I think it's within bound. Like, if a woman buys a bottle for a table full of men and comes over there and picks the man she want to deal with, more power to you. Like, I'm not offended by that. Like, if you got it, spend it. Right, do your thing. Like, I don't, I don't believe necessarily that it has to look any particular way for it to work, right? Like, I think people decide what works for them based on what works for them. Like, but me personally, I don't do sections and I don't do tables. So you're not gonna catch me that way, but you might be able to catch some other dude that way. You're not gonna catch me like that, but you might be able to catch. Yeah, like, I'm not really, what I mean? Like, that's not really where you're gonna run into me at, you know what I mean? But if I happen to be out that way and you like, yo, he cool, he over there with a bunch of dudes, I want to make a thing of it, right? I want to make a display. Like, okay, yeah, you got my attention and you got the rest of the table's attention, and they want to see how I'm gonna play it. So now I really got to put the shit, I got to put it on in this moment. Like, if now you done bought this bottle, now I got to figure out, okay, where you and your girls at? I'm gonna send 3 over there. You know what I mean? Like, now we about to do a thing because you're not about to what? Who you think you are? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's I think sometimes that can be fun, right? Like, somehow we've lost the fun of it, right? Like, everything is like, so intense. Like, if this person does this, then they not gonna do that. This person doesn't do this, then they may not do that. Damn, can we just have fun, like enjoying people? Like, where did that go? Like, did we lose the ability to like just enjoy meeting people out in public and doing it without the expectation that, like, if you buy me a drink in the club, I'm not presuming that you about to be my wife.
I mean,
I'm
that's
not
how I feel
starting
about
from
pursuit.
the presumption that's where it's going. Like, I'm presuming that we're going to have a conversation and see what's happening. And if there's something there, then we'll go forth courageously. If there isn't, then we won't. Like,
That's how I feel about the pursuit part, though, is that, like, I feel like we've gotten so far away from, and I could be wrong with this, about women being pursued, where it's like we see in society that women should take more of a leadership role in dating and making sure that they want to go out with the guy, buy him this, buy him that, propose, all of those things. And so it's an interesting tension with me, right? It's an interesting tension with me when it comes to like the modern day and this idea of tradition, right? Because like I said, I like to be pursued. I'm not the one, I'm not doing like, I'm really probably like, I'm not. I'm definitely bold and when I'm speaking with you and doing all those other things, but I'm not doing all that. Like if you're not showing interest and you waiting for me to like, I'm not doing that. I'm not playing that game back and forth. It's very interesting.
I think a lot of us, like, I remember being told like that a man should love a woman more than a woman loves a man. Did you grow up hearing that saying, or were you taught that?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not just okay. So like I think too, like whenever if you take the kind of, it feels like you're taking the challenge away of you. Does that make sense? Like you're taking not the inconvenience of it, right? Because the whole thing about approaching and shooting your shot is like you don't know if it's gonna go in. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that like you can't make something easier. You know what I'm saying? But like you've made it a little bit easier. I don't know. I mean, I guess it is still dependent on who you want to give access to. But for me, like it just the things that I was taught. Not saying that it was necessarily like the end all be all, the right way to do things, but you know, it's ingrained in me that like a man should love you more than you love him. Like he needs to love you more, and of course you know you're going to love and invest in him, but he needs to kind of lead you to that.
Those sayings were also made like, you know, said to women and girls out of self-preservation and protection, right? Again, thinking about patriarchy, and I think when they say that a man, and I don't know, men, you can speak up on this. A man should love a woman more. It's because if that man does, from my perspective, right, love you more, he's less likely to lose you, right? He's less likely to put you in this way, this harm, this anything, that he doesn't want to lose that thing, right? That's what I think it really is. So he's not going to do those damaging behaviors because he loves you that much. Whereas there are women who will, because they may love the man a little bit less, but they also have a tie. I know this is going to sound crazy, right? Because of patriarchy and the way that everything is set up. When you have children, when you have this home, they have a tie that is a little bit different to the home, to the man, to the family, to that thing that men don't necessarily have. And so I do think that saying maybe kind of originates out of that, right? Women, so much of who they were and what they were depended on who their husband was and how much he valued and showed them love. And so it's interesting. I still have that in my head.
Do you think that still rings true today? Yeah.
I do. We still live in this patriarchal world. And I do think that it's not even if he loves you more, if he's able to show the world that he loves you and he loves you that much. It's not even love more, right? Like you can't measure it. You don't know their individual. But if he's willing to publicly show the world that he loves you, that he values you, then that is what you should look for. How public is he willing to do that, right? And that is when he's with when he's with his boys. His boys are doing behavior that he knows that he shouldn't be doing. Are those still his friends? Is he still around that? Like it's an interesting dynamic.
And when you say love, just to get clarity on that, because I think when you say love, I initially thought like, well, dudes say that they love girls all the time, but you mean the values of what we believe love to be defined by.
Yeah.
Like actually respecting you, being loyal to you, being honest with you. That's what you mean by defined by.
Yeah.
Like actually respecting you, being loyal to you, being honest with you. That's what you mean by.
Oh.
Are we okay?
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Earthquake.
And we back, y'all.
I know. Okay.
Modern Day Bae, we back. All right.
Yes, we back. It's Modern Day Bae. Hello. Okay, good. But yeah, but whenever you're, dang, I think I lost it.
But also going back to that pursuit thing, right? I think that that's probably why I value when I'm being pursued. I think that it speaks to, again, how publicly or what your value system is. I think that when you pursue things in this world, we still operate in this world. And I'm looking at how you pursue your life, how you're going to go hard for it or not, or what you're going to do. You're going to let it slide. You're going to let someone else do the talking for you. You're going to let the circumstance just happen. Like I'm looking at all of that.
Mm.
And then what do you do with it once you get it too, right? Like it's so much.
Yeah,
Were you just a
because pursuit
bullshitter
is
to
over.
begin
Because
with?
That part.
pursuit sits. We like put pursuit in this, in like the catbird seat, right? Like, and I mean, there are many men who are much more accustomed to pursuing things than keeping them,
Thank
right?
you.
You know what I mean? Like, there are many people who are more interested in pursuing things
Mm.
than keeping them, right? And so if you look at, like predator prey relationships, right? Like an animal will pick something that is much bigger than it can actually eat, right? It will chase something that is more than it can eat individually, catch it, eat as much of it as it can, and leave it for something else to come eat behind it, right? Like that's how the food web works, right? I mean, I know that's a
Dang.
very,
Damn, that's
sort
I
crazy,
of
right?
know. Oh, I hate
inelegant
that.
sort of version of it, right? But
Those are
like I don't know if
unevolved men.
I mean,
Unevolved
but I think that's true of people, though, right? I don't think
people.
that it's necessarily. I don't think that that's anchored to just men as men, because there are many in the animal world, right? There are many species where the women do the hunting, right? Where the women do the hunting, right? So it's not like untrue that it happens in both directions. I think what folks want to feel like is that you are actually interested enough in me to do the things that make me feel wanted, right? Like I want you to show up in a way that signals to me that you are actually interested. And what that looks like can vary person to person, right? Like, folks need reassurance in ways that may be different, right? Some folks need like those touches in ways that are different, right? Like it's all about, one, what you want, two, how you communicate what it is that you want, and three, how the person responds to it, right? And I think there's a lot of, I don't want to say we should dispel with tradition, right? Because I think that there's like some honor and some valor in the notion of a man being chivalrous, in the narrow sense that we define chivalry. Because if we really want to get into the chivalry bag, there's a lot of stuff that is related to that y'all don't want to do and we don't want to do either. Like I don't want to have to take 10 paces and spin because some man has like, dishonored me, right? You know what I mean? But I think there's valor in.
He's not dueling, okay? He's not Alexander
I was
Hamilton.
about to say, not too much on Alex and Aaron.
Yeah, I'm really not doing that, my baby. Like you got it, my guy. You know what I mean? But I do think there is valor and there is, value, right? I think in a man saying, I am interested in this woman and I'm going to demonstrate it to her, right? In the ways that I know how, right? And not every man has the same level of know, right? About what it looks like to pursue a woman specifically, right? And sometimes you got to communicate to him like, yo, you really into this, like I need a little bit more, right? Because sometimes we used to doing it in a very specific way and it works, right? Like I've actually been pretty good at pursuing women in this way and it's worked. So I'm going to do what I know works. And if it don't work for you, I need you to let me know it ain't working so I can either do what works for you or we can part as friends. Right. And there's also the universe where a man shows interest and gets flipping embarrassed. Right. Like we live in a gotcha culture. Right. Where you end up as a TikTok story time. Right. Because you made a fool of yourself pursuing this woman who you thought was interested.
That's true.
Who wasn't.
That's true.
Right. Or you misread the woman looking at you from across the room. It was one thing when it was really something else. Right. Like, so there's, also the universe where men are less interested in pursuing as aggressively because the fear of rejection is real. Right. You don't want to end up, looking crazy. You don't want your text message thread to be on some T page on IG because you in here giving it up crazy in somebody's inbox who's not nearly as interested.
Yeah.
That
True.
happens.
It does happen. I've seen it happen to the best of them.
Yeah. Look at this nigga in my inbox trying to send me $500 today. What?
Yeah.
Like this man trying to show you interest. He's trying to show and he's pursuing. And now you pooping on him. You know what I mean? Now you making him look crazy.
So is it
happens.
You think it's the fear of rejection is the like leading driver? Do you think it's Do you think there's anything behind the, I'm not going to say it's a myth, but there's certainly something that going around saying that men are intimidated by confident women. Yeah, I don't think myth is the right word. I think there might be some truth to that. But how do you think that there's an intimidation or that intimidation is furthered because of the fear of rejection from a confident woman, or is there any intimidation behind that?
I think that the stories that we tell about ourselves are very often untrue. I really think that. Like, oh, a man is scared of confident women. No, sometimes a man just doesn't. He's not interested in you.
Yeah.
Right. Like, he's not interested in you.
But
right?
what
And
about
that
the
could
men
be
who
true
say
generally.
that I don't care about all those degrees you got. That's not what I care about.
I
Correct.
think
What is that?
But I think that same man is probably intimidated by other men too. Just in general,
Yeah.
that man probably doesn't have the sheer confidence to be able to step out and say, "I'm really okay with who I am, and who I am is enough." If somebody comes along and they have more, that person has to not care, and they more than likely do. And again, that goes back to that rejection and everything else that goes into it, because nobody wants to be in a social circle where they feel like they're alienated or they're the person who's
Right.
less than everybody else.
Right.
So you don't think there's any gender specific.
I think that's a people specific thing.
You don't think that there are men or women. You don't think there are men who are. What was the word that you used just a second ago? Men who you really think it's people. They're not intimidated by women. You don't think there are successful men who are not intimidated by successful men, but they are intimidated by successful women. Let me just ask you very clearly.
So you're saying, as a successful man, there are successful men who are intimidated by
CEOs on boards.
A
Yes.
woman who's just as successful?
Yes.
Probably not, because most of them have like a bit of an ego when you get to that point.
That
I
don't think there's any literature out there that supports the probably not. You don't think that successful men are intimidated by equally successful women? No, you just think it's a people thing.
Do you think that can you share something with me that backs up that idea to your point? Since you're saying there's
Why
no literature,
aren't there the equal amounts of women in positions on boards, CEOs, because they're not qualified?
But even that, straight up,
I
if
think
Nikki
that's a
walked
different
up,
dynamic.
it's not even, and I'm saying monetarily, right? Because if Nikki walked up to a rich man, someone that we know, like what's Musk, you don't think that they would feel a level of intimidation from her? And I'm not even talking about successful money wise. I'm just saying, like, just confident and smart.
I think a person who's not confident is just not confident, just in general. I think that's where it ends right there. If you're not confident, it doesn't matter who's approaching or who's involved in the situation. It's going to be the same result.
So you don't think that
there
all
are people
successful
who
men are confident? Sorry, Nikki.
Oh yeah,
Say-
go ahead. That's
say
a good
again?
one too.
No, I said so. You don't think there's any successful men that are not confident?
I'm sure there are. I'm sure there some of them that are very much like can be cowards and everything else.
What were you going to say, Nikki?
I was going to say, so then you don't think that there are. What you're saying is that sexism essentially doesn't exist, then, right? It does not
Whoa.
exist.
I
Oh,
don't know if he's saying that.
That's for like a bit of a
Well,
stretch.
because you're saying that there's no gender dynamic between confidence. Like if you're equally confident, two people, regardless of gender, it's not even gender. If they're equally confident, then you will have no problem with a woman. Like if you're a confident man, you have no problem with a confident woman.
Are you saying a successful man meets a more successful woman? And we're talking
It
at this
doesn't-
point, are we talking about equals? If they're equals, why would there
It
be?
could be up, and it could be up. She could be more successful. Like,
Okay,
what
so
are
you're-
you saying?
So you're saying somebody who like a Jay-Z to a Beyonce?
I like how you made sure Beyonce was higher. Good job.
I mean, I'm a smart man.
Good job.
But in the situation, that's what you're saying. You're saying a Jay-Z and then meets a Beyonce, and there's possible that he's gonna be intimidated by her because she's more successful.
Yes, let's say that. Yes,
That
doesn't happen. You're saying.
I think that happens in general, because if you have a man who is this successful and he meets a man who's this successful, he's probably intimidated by the fact that this man has more.
So again, you're saying that sexism doesn't exist.
It doesn't play a role.
It doesn't play a role at all.
How are you tying it together?
Because if you're intimidated by other men that are more successful, and
Yeah, the recent election shows us. Somebody just put that in the comments, right? We elected a
that's a
person
good
with
point.
no expertise as a whole. Society did, right? No expertise at all, as opposed to a woman who was way more confident
Both times.
both times.
You
Dang.
think
Only
Kamala is more confident than Donald Trump?
She said competent.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like that man
There's
has
that.
got.
Competent.
We got another
Okay.
amendment real quick.
All right, I was.
That's
getting
another
ready to
topic.
what?
Delusion versus
Yeah.
confidence.
He's got irrational confidence. Like,
Yeah.
that's a. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think I'm picking up what Brother Blue is putting down. He's suggesting that a man who is who is easily intimidated by men and women, right? Like he's not easily intimidated by just one thing. I think both things are true, right? I think a man who is intimidated easily is going to be intimidated easily by a woman that he sees as intimidating, and he can also be intimidated by a man. Period. I don't
And
think.
so
that
you guys are
there's-
saying there are no, yeah, you're
I'm
saying
not
that
saying there's
sex,
no.
you're saying that, no, you're saying that sexism with confident men doesn't exist.
No, I'm saying that two things can be true. I'm saying that a man, it is absolutely at a woman.
And he can also
Period.
not be intimidated by men, but be intimidated by women.
Sure. That's not. It's
Okay.
not true that all things are all things. Like there will absolutely be. You can meet a man who is supremely successful, who can be intimidated by this man and not be intimidated by that one, and also be intimidated by women. Like
But
all of these things are true.
but the point was that when I asked Blue, he said that no, it's not a man woman thing, it's a people thing. That if that man is equally, right, if he's intimidated with that woman, he's also intimidated with men. And I said
Potentially.
no.
I think that's.
But
I said
I also
no,
think-
there's also going to be this guy who is not intimidated by men, but he is intimidated by women and the power that they have and the idea that a woman could have power. Otherwise, we wouldn't have all these patriarchal laws. Like we wouldn't even need them. They wouldn't have even come up in anyone's mind to take away power from women if you weren't intimidated. Why did it even happen?
And that's what I was going to say. I think that I understand what y'all are saying, but I think that there's a difference in the way that it's shown, like intimidation is shown or even honored, right? Among men, you know, if you're intimidated, you kind of like maybe fall in line, maybe show more respect. Maybe, you know, you look at this person as someone that rightfully is above you. Whereas with women, that's not usually the reaction. A lot of times it's bullying, excuse me, sneaky, sly comments or microaggressive behavior, or right? Like there's a lot of different ways. There's certainly not respect associated with being intimidated by a woman.
So let me
I
say
agree.
this to see if I follow. When men look at other men, it's a strength aspect. He can look at another man and intimidation can occur from there. But a woman can have all the accolades and all the money in the world, but he still looks at her as a frail woman.
Or someone that doesn't deserve the power, right? Someone who doesn't, the
Same
power that
thing.
they have, shouldn't they shouldn't have it. They got it in some dubious way, right? They slept
or
their
it's
way
not
on top.
power. They don't have
They're
it
not.
at all.
They don't even have power. What you say doesn't even go. How dare you say that back to me? You know, like
I think that creeps into insecurities. I think that's more where that goes into when you start to get to the idea that you think that somebody only got somewhere because they did something dubious to get there.
Insecurities
isn't
are
that what-
intimidation, right? Like being intimidated means
Yeah.
that there's an insecurity.
Yeah, this is not. I just want to say this is not a winning argument, Brother Blue. Just like
I don't think that I'm seeking to win something here. I think partly I'm seeking to understand fully, and then I think on the other side of it, I think that we agree to some sense, and I think we're just saying things differently.
Look at Nikki.
Yeah, I mean, I think that to because I want to circle it back. I want to circle it back around, right? Like to this notion of like a man that's intimidated by a woman and what that does to him in romantic pursuit, right? Like because I think that sometimes, right? Like a man will experience a woman differently than maybe she wants him to, right? Like because of these isms, because of these, because of the factors, right? That we all talk about a lot, right? Like a woman shows up self-assured, confident, accomplished, professional, with all of these things, right? All of these, she shows up with her medals on, right? And those medals are clanking. Every time you see it, those medals are clinking, 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 clacking, right? And it's sometimes a man can feel almost reflexively to be like, yo, I don't want you for that part of who you are, right? Like that part of who you are, like that's cool and all, like it's almost it can be reflexive, right? Like because a man sees it and he's like, oh, she want me to be impressed because she a 5-star general. You ain't no 5-star general, but you still gonna be my woman in the way I want you to be my woman, right? And all of that comes from those very specific places, right, that we've talked about, those isms, right? And sometimes the way a woman carries it is a function of those too. Right?
And I think that we see that more. Would you not? I mean, I think we see that more with women, right? So when this guy comes in with his clankety clanks, right? We're not out there like, oh, well, I don't want you because of your clankety clanks. I want you because of you, my husband. You can take the trash out. We don't say, who says that? Nobody says that, right? But it's a function of womanhood.
You get some clankety. Sometimes the woman will tell you, I don't want you because of them clankety clanks. But yeah,
but it's more like how you just said it. I don't want you because of those clankety clanks. I want you because of you.
Yeah.
Right? We say there's an emphasis that's a little bit different on that, right? Right? You said, I don't want you because of those clankety clanks. I want you because you my woman. You're going to do these womanly things, right? It's not just a people thing, and it's not just a person thing. And sometimes when we say that, I think it's idealistic. And I think that it also operates from self because Blue is not going to be that person, right? He's not going to be that person. And so he's projecting that onto the world, which is admirable. It really, really is. But in the everyday place that we go, right? Like even as a Black woman, I can't come into a meeting and speak in a certain way because, oh my gosh, there you go. You're too confident. You do this, you do that. Your words are too big, right? Oh my gosh, you're so articulate, too articulate, right? And so it's a very interesting dynamic. And I do think that gender plays a role in that. And it's nuanced. Sometimes we cannot actually name it, right? But you can feel it and you know it and you see it. And so I think it's important to really kind of put that stamp on there, right? The more confident a woman is, and there's an equally confident man, in those rooms with her, it doesn't necessarily mean that she is not going to experience some sort of gendered othering happening.
And I don't think it's even, I think it's intellectually disingenuous to argue otherwise, right? Like, I don't think that's a position that you can take and it be rooted in
anything good,
in an understanding of what the experience is, right? Like, you can take the position, it is intellectually dishonest to do it, right? Like, from my perspective, right? Because all you have to do is talk to the women who are in those rooms and they will tell you, actually, this is what the experience is like. These are the things that have happened. You sit in a room at a table with that Black woman and you looking at her and she looking at you and y'all listening to everybody else in that room say all of this stuff. And you're like, how are they not? Right? Like, how are they missing all of these things? Why is she not being invited into the conversation as the subject matter expert when she is the subject matter expert? Oh, wait, here I go again. I got to get up and say, hey, we should actually listen to our HR person who is our head of HR about this people problem, right? Because that's what she's here for, right? Like sometimes you got to do that, right? And yeah.
I think your clackety clack though, that thing that you did too is also that little analogy that you gave. I think it's also a detriment to men as well too, right? Because we often see that men, it's gendered for you as well, right? The same way that you have to lead with maybe your money or you have to lead with the accolades, right? Absolutely. It traps you in that space as well too. And so you're trapped in that space, and maybe as a way of wanting to be not trapped in that space, you try to devalue that thing, right? And it comes across as devaluing it for women because it's not of importance. You want to be noticed for something other than, what I've accomplished on paper. right?
Yeah, and I think sometimes what you
Right?
want, like as a man, sometimes what you want is some place where you can set all of that shit down, right? Like sometime, like for me personally, right? I, where the space that you are looking for, right? The space that I am looking for is a place where I can take all of that off.
And as a
Right.
woman who does
Yeah.
those things that you do, the place
Yeah.
and space that I'm looking for because society won't accept it, I want you to highlight that in me. I want you to see, oh my gosh, you did that. Oh my gosh, look at you. You rise and you climb and you're accomplishing that. I want my man to see that. I want you to acknowledge it. I don't want you to say, that's not what I married you for. That's not what I'm with you for. That's not why I like you. I want you to like that about me. The rest of the world doesn't.
Yeah, and see this is the tension, right? Because the world only wants me for that. Right? Like that is the tension, right? Is that I go out in the world and the world wants me for like you sow this, you sow that, you got this, you've got that. It's people in this room right now, right? Who will you sow this, you sow that, you sow that. All right, that's cool, but there's a whole lot of me behind that, right? That is not measured by that exists without that, right? If I didn't have these things, there are certain parts of who I am that will still be true. And so in the same way that a woman who is accomplished will want her partner to see those accomplishments and be proud of them, as a man, you want your woman to be proud of you even without what you have accomplished.
I love that.
You gotta communicate.
And I feel like I done learned something real quick, y'all. Hold on now. I'm loving it because what I took away from that exchange was men want to kind of have that refuge. Men want to take it all off, and women want to want y'all to put it on, right? Like to each other. So men are coming to unload, and women are coming to be built up. And because we have these very two different socializations and these two very different perspectives, we're oftentimes missing the opportunity to do that for each other. Oh, yes. Come on. Yeah. Look, y'all better stop playing. We need that thumb on the scale. Y'all need to stop playing with me, okay? Y'all need to stop playing. I'm going to ask y'all one more question. Get back into a little fun. But I want to know, and I gotta ask this for the guys. Obviously, Nikki, you're more than welcome to share. But I want to know, since traditionally men are the ones who have approached and initiated outside of the look, because I'm with Nikki. I'm more of a I do the look up and down, and you gonna know I'm interested. Like I'm not
Exactly
shy. You know what I'm saying?
Eyes for it.
you gonna know. Especially if I keep talking. Yeah, you gonna know. But traditionally, since men are the ones who have approached and initiated, what advice do you all have when it comes to shooting a successful shot?
Know your target, my baby. Like don't like every rim ain't for you, big dog. Like you know what I mean. Like I ain't gonna tell nobody who they should pursue. But sometimes, like if you know what I mean. Like if you can't dunk, you can't dunk, my baby. Like you gotta hit the layup until you can hit. You know what I mean. Like hit your layups first. You know what I mean. Like don't. That's it. Know your target. Understand who you after, and address them accordingly.
See, I'm gonna take a little bit of a spin off of that. Shoot every shot that you can shoot. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The more no's that you get, listen. I'll be honest with you. The more no's that you get, the better off you will be. That's it. It's listen. No. In all honesty, it is. This is sales 101. Absolutely. If you don't go out and shoot your shot, and you don't go shoot at whatever it is that you're attracted to, how will you ever learn how to shoot your shot at that person? How will you grow to be that person that will match up to that person? Y'all can shake your head. Listen, I've definitely shot above what works. Listen, I've shot above my weight plenty of times, and it's worked out for me because again, I got plenty of no's.
I think you've shot above what you thought your weight was.
Exactly.
No. I'm telling you, these women were above my weight class for what I was.
You telling them the women dating you, big dog? You about to
absolutely, they sure did.
Jesus.
And I'm proud of it, goddammit.
Okay. Well, I mean, it happened. It does happen. It does. Yeah,
no, listen, but when I got that yes, I rose with. Listen, at the end of the day, I rose with them. I grew from it.
Then they weren't above you then. right? Because we have
in that
you
moment
have a
they were.
growth plate. Like your body, you have a growth plate. You have the potential, the height that you are going to be, right? You have that. And so you were just operating within that space. That's how I look at it. Because the reason why, if you tell everyone just to shoot their shot, that's why you get the ding on messages online. And
That's why you. That's
this,
how you.
this
end
is
up
why
on the
you
T-page.
get it.
But here's the thing: the good or bad consequences with it. What does it matter? Are you really hurt by this? If you take my entire DM and you go drop it off into whatever thing on, I shot my shot with somebody and they didn't like it and now it's on whatever thing, and I'm like, okay, I don't care. What the fuck? Why would I ever care? It doesn't affect me negatively. I'm
As
still
long
gonna
as
go
it
out and shoot my
doesn't,
shot.
you're right. You're right. But to the unstable men out there who may not know that they're unstable, like, don't
Which is the problem,
shoot.
right? Everybody
That's
think they
actually
stable
part
until
of
they on
the
that
issue
summer jam
right
screen.
now.
At every-
Until they on that
no.
summer screen. Yeah, everybody cool until they on the
hold on a
summer
second. Hold on a
jam
second.
screen.
To Nikki's point, I am speaking from a perspective of respectful men that are going out there to shoot their shot.
Right.
This is coming from my mentality, my perspective. I'm speaking out to them. I'm not talking about some of the crazy ones who are gonna do some obscene things to try to get your attention.
Like dox you, right? Because I've
Right.
seen that happen. You know what I mean? Like these niggas is doing crazy stuff.
They're doing
Anyway,
wild things in the streets.
Yeah.
They're doing wild
Wild.
things. Yeah.
Wild things.
Yeah.
All right, that was an amazing conversation. Y'all really brought the heat. Y'all brought the gems. I feel like we got a lot done, or I feel like I learned a lot in that conversation, and I'm excited to share with y'all what that was, and Elle said it. But before we get to that, I want to go ahead and thank our Boss Babe panelists for being here tonight. Thank you for all of the insights and all of the just shared knowledge. Oh my goodness, y'all was cooking tonight, and I appreciate it. Please, please, please do your outros. Don't box down, but do your outros so that the people know where to find you, how to find you, you know, all those fun things. And then we'll go into Elle Said It.
All right. I am New Dangerous. You can catch me every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. Cruise Control, the illest mix show on this here tickety tockety. Find me every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Modern Day Bae. Either I'm in them comments or I'm in this box. And as soon as we get our poop in a group, I'm gonna keep saying it because we got to get our poop in a group. Nikki, the good Dr. Nikki 24/7, and I will be bringing to you all, thumb on the scale, the most intense, crazy, substantive political content TikTok has ever seen.
Absolutely. So I'll just go and just name it and claim it. Coming Mondays at 10 p.m. to TikTok near you. All right. You can catch me here with The New Dangerous. You can also catch me here every Tuesday. Like he said, we're going to be on a panel or we're going to be in the comments, but we are going to be here. I also have a show with Miss Divine Sundays at 7 p.m. The Right Circle. We interview TikTok's hottest indie authors. Black indie authors at that. So make sure you check us out again every Sunday at 7.
And of course, it's your boy, the Blue Professor, your favorite Sigma on all social medias. You can catch me here, you can catch me there, you can catch me everywhere. We're still focused and working on our foodie page, so we're developing some new content that we're working on. We'll have a different experience coming soon. I think in the next 2 weeks, we should be having a couple of interview set up for himself. And then other than that, you can catch me on Tuesday, every Tuesday. Like everybody says, I'm either in the comments or I'm up here in the panel.
Period, period, period. What an amazing Boss Babe panel this week. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for having us.
All right, y'all. It's time for Elle Said It. This is the part of the show where I highlight my key takeaways from tonight's conversation. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I just feel like we've spent so much time arguing over who should make the first move that we've forgotten what the first move is really about. It isn't necessarily about men or women or who asked who, what, where, when, how. It's not about any of that. It's actually about taking the risk, right? Every meaningful connection begins with someone risking certainty for possibility. Now, that's not to confuse courage for chasing. I'm not about to sit here and say I don't like being chased, but not like fully chased, just like a light run or jog. But the point is, all right, I'm not in the business of convincing anybody to choose me. There was a lot of talk about confidence in this conversation, and I think we've built dating cultures, where honesty, vulnerability, and transparency tend to feel more dangerous than not caring. So a lot of us will just do that. Pretend not to care. And then we wonder why no one does. So friends, I will leave you with this. When it comes to shooting your shot, whether you're a man, a woman, whoever you date, do the thing. In the illustrious words of Dangerous, do the thing. Do it. Just do it. Whether it's starting a hobby, whether it's going on a solo trip, or whether it's shooting your shot. You deserve to live your life, and you can't do that in fear. So I encourage you, if that's how you feel that you want to do things or you want to kick things off with somebody, do the thing. You deserve to live your life. All right? And when they ask you,
who told you that?
Tell them, Elle said it. All right? Tonight was a wonderful conversation. I definitely want to give a big shout out to all of you all for pulling up tonight and for being here. I appreciate it. Big shout out to our Boss Bae panelists this week, the new Dangerous, the Blue Professor, and Nikki 24/7. Also want to give a big shout out to DJ Rich Beats, the official Modern Day Bae DJ. Also shout out to my girl Barry, our admin and talent producer, and of course King Lido, our audio and visual coordinator. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Modern Day Bae. Make sure you tap in every weekday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Drug Radio live on TikTok. My name is Elle, the Drug, and remember to protect your peace, walk in your worth, and live well. All right, we will see you next time.